Hi, my name is Sai. Welcome to the very first episode of Sai's Science Show. Today we will be talking about atoms. I decided to choose atoms as our first category because they are really important. But first let's introduce our guests. Meet Asif.
Hi, Sai. Thanks for inviting me on the show. Hi, everybody.
Today we will be talking about three things. Number 1, what makes atoms? Number 2, what do atoms make? Number 3, how do you study atoms? Atoms make up everything in the universe, but they are so small that the human eye can't see what they are made of.
So, Sai, what makes atoms?
Tiny particles called protons, neutrons, and electrons. Let me explain what these are. All atoms have a center called a nucleus. This is made of protons and neutrons. The electrons circle the nucleus really fast. The best way to think about it is that we have a ball in the center made of protons and neutrons, and other smaller balls circling it, like the electrons. For example, in a hydrogen atom, the nucleus has one proton in the middle and the one electron on the outside.
What about something else, like oxygen?
The oxygen atom has 8 protons in the center and 8 electrons circling the nucleus. You can see these on the periodic table of elements. Hydrogen has atomic number 1. Oxygen has atomic number 8.
This is a good explanation of the composition of atoms, but what happens when you put atoms together?
You mean, what do atoms make? That is a good question. Atoms put together to make molecules. By the way, here's a fun fact. Atoms are so small that if we were going at the speed of light, it would look to them like we were walking.
So, let's talk about molecules then.
A whole molecule is made of atoms. For example, a water molecule is made of hydrogen and oxygen. Its symbol is H2O. This means that a molecule of water is a combination of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom.
How do these atoms combine?
Well, remember there's a field of electrons circling the nucleus of any atom. These electrons can sometimes be shared between 2 or more atoms. For example, hydrogen and oxygen, which combine to make a molecule of water, this is known as an atomic bond.
Well, the atomic bond of H2O is also called something else, right?
Yes, when a molecule is formed of more than one element, for example, hydrogen and oxygen, that molecule is called a compound.
How do we know all this? How do you study atoms?
There's a very interesting machine. It uses giant magnets to pull apart the particles of an atom. This is called an atom smasher. It makes the particles go very fast, so the machine is also called a particle accelerator.
Outside of Geneva, there's a scientific complex where they've built a large accelerator underground in the shape of a ring.
Yes, it's called a Large Hadron Collider, and it pushes atomic particles to nearly the speed of light. They use giant superconducting electromagnets to accelerate 2 particle beams until they collide. Well, we've learned so much about atoms, but now we have to end our show. But I have a question for you to focus on. We know that atoms make up a lot of things, but what don't they make up? Thanks for listening to Sci's Science Show. This week at my school, the Manhattan School for Children, we'll be having our annual science fair. Check it out. May the science be with you. Written and produced by Sci and his parents.